Part 4. Modern Measuring. About 50 years ago, the British finally recognised that using the metric system would make things much easier for everyone. Not only for trading and cooperating with other countries, but for the maths we all had to do to work things out. Because we adopted the metric system much more recently than other European countries, imperial measurements like miles, pints, feet, and inches still pop up quite often. Over the many years it had taken Britain to accept the metric system, they had taken over lots of other countries around the world, which had been made to use the imperial system while Britain was in charge. Some, like Australia and Canada, swapped to metric measurements soon after Britain did, but the USA, who weren't controlled by Britain anymore, wanted to be different, and kept imperial measurements, which they still use to this day. This has caused a few issues over the years, like in 1999, when the Mars Climate Observer, which had been sent out to find all sorts of things out about the red planet, met a fiery end. The American machine that recorded its distance from Mars was not in the metric units that NASA expected, and the space probe got too close and was destroyed by the planet's atmosphere. Today, pretty much all scientists, even in the USA, use the metric system, which is now called the International System, or SI, because the French made it up. Having a measurement system that can be used across the whole world has allowed humans to work together to make huge advances in science and technology. In fact, from the very beginning, all this measuring things has been powerful stuff. It's allowed civilizations to be built, it's allowed rulers to control their people, and it's allowed their people to take back control. But recent science has shown that measuring things can even control reality itself. As technology has allowed us to see smaller and smaller things with powerful telescopes, we've been able to create teenier and teenier measurements, like a nanometer, which is 1/1,000,000th of a millimetre. But once we start to take measurements in this world of really tiny things, things smaller than atoms, something very strange starts to happen. You guessed it.
This is the quantum world.
In this quantum world, before we measure things, like the electrons that make up atoms, they are not actually things yet, but a possibility of lots of different things. But when we take a measurement, we make one of these probabilities happen, and a thing appears. It's a big problem that physicists are trying to get their heads around, because it sort of means that there's no reality out there, but that we shape our own reality by looking. So next time you measure something, stop and think about how all those measurements we use have shaped the world around us, and how they might shape our future.